The first periodical I ever read concerning the study of Maya culture was Uncle Scrooge Comics, where in issue number 44 in August of 1963, Golden Crown of the Mayas, Uncle Scrooge and his nephews, Donald and Huey, Dewey, and Louie, flew to the Yucatan to dig up Mayan artifacts so Uncle Scrooge could get into the Snooty Archaeologist Club in Duckburg so he could persuade its membership to use McDuck shovels. And despite the plotting of rival evil archaeologists Sly Viper and Foul Crook, they recovered fabulous golden treasures from the Well of Sacrifice near the great Mayan temple. And Scrooge McDuck retrieved the golden crown of the Mayas from the bottom of the sacrificial well, which was very deep. To accomplish this, Scrooge employed the use of scuba gear, minus fins, by virtue of his feet being webbed already. And this caused me to wish for scuba gear too, so that I could one day maneuver with stealth beneath the surface of the sea to search for Maya treasure and pirate treasure and galleons and caravels and such. And Scrooge called his apparatus aqua lungs, which was what they were sometimes called by Jeff Bridges' dad, Mike Nelson, on Sea Hunt, because it was the trademark name given to breathing gear by Jacques Cousteau, who invented recreational diving and made the island of Cozumel famous as the place to do it. And Jethro Tull used it for the name of their 1971 album, Aqua Lung, which includes the song of the same name about a homeless asthmatic old man who wanders the streets of a big city. And lead singer Ian Anderson used Aqua Lung because he was a fan of Sea Hunt and described asthmatic wheezing in the lyric, "And you snatch your rattling last breaths with deep sea diver sounds," after the wheezy underwater exhales of Mike Nelson. Parenthetically, since Aqua Lung was a fully copyrighted trademark of the Aqua Lung Corporation of North America, the company sued. And in time, the lyric sheet insert of the album carried the credit. Aqua Lung is used in the United States with permission of U.S. divers, Santa Ana, California. Anyhow, on Sea Hunt, the good guys would always have the regulators with the two big double hoses coming out of them, and the bad guys would always have the single thin hoses we all use today, so that we could tell who was who in underwater fights, where the bad guys would always try to sneak up and cut your air hose. And as I have said, I had wanted to scuba since the Uncle Scrooge episode, and since I saw Sean Connery peel off his wetsuit to reveal his tuxedo. And so I studied at the finned feet of a dive instructor in Alsop, who instructed me in the many, many ways one can die underwater. And I learned that SCUBA is an acronym, which means super costly, unbelievably bulky apparatus. And for those who have not taken the hotel dive lessons at a resort, let me describe the equipment. First off, you have your big tank, which one straps to one's back, which is equivalent in weight to a concrete lawn jockey. Then you have your first stage, which connects to the tank at the place where, if you were at the florist, they would attach the gizmo, which inflates the mylar balloon with the little accordion hands and feet. The second stage is the part that goes in your mouth and makes the bubbles, which indicate to the guards at the Nazi submarine base where they should aim their machine guns. Then there is another hose which comes out of the octopussy-looking affair at the top of the tank, and it leads to a gauge which reminds you constantly that you have a cylinder strapped to your spine under sufficient pressure to blow your head in an arcing trajectory halfway to Havana. Then you are equipped with a spare air regulator in order to give the impression you would actually share your air with another human being 9 stories below the boat. And the last hose gets attached to the buoyancy vest, which can be inflated with the push of a button. And if you accidentally inflate the vest under 50 feet down, you'll pop to the surface faster than a rubber ducky in a jacuzzi, and your lungs will explode, but you won't feel it because of the brain aneurysm.